Promise that you'll never find another like me. You're the only one of you. Baby, that's the fun of you. Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of me talking about music for far too long. So I'm not just going to be talking about me today. Obviously, I'm going to be talking about all of Lover, the perfect album, and if she released it on vinyl already, I would have it, and it would be a more interesting thing than these two babies. Although these two babies are quite nice, I do like the song Me. So the way this video is going to work is I'm first going to talk about the individual songs, and then I'm going to give an overall impression of the album. How's that sound? Sounds good? This isn't an interactive channel. It's me talking at my cell phone and you guys consuming it, so I don't know why I'm asking that. Okay, but let's start with the first song on the album. I forgot that you existed. It isn't love, it isn't hate, it's just indifference. And that's kind of how I feel about the song. I feel a little bit indifferent about I Forgot That You Existed. I think it's a fun song. I think it's a good song. I don't think it's a great song. I don't think it's her best song on the album by far. It's a fun song. But I just think it would have had more impact had she not had an entire album about the same subject matter. I Forgot That You Existed is basically yet another swipe at the whole drama that was Taylor Swift's life in 2016, 3 years ago. It's basically like saying goodbye to the Reputation era and the whole era of her which is a sentiment I appreciate, and I can actually personally relate to that song and some drama that happened in my life. It's just something that happened a long time ago that I can like look back and laugh at now. So like I get the sentiment, but I just don't think it was a necessary song. I'm pretty sure the snake in the Me video turning into the butterflies was kind of an Easter egg for this song, but I just don't think it was necessary. Like, I think the snake turning into butterflies was enough. It's an okay song. I would have liked this song more if it had some sort of progression in the song, if it wasn't just the same beat the whole time. Because even the bridge, and Taylor's the queen of bridges, no one's disputing that, but even the bridge felt kind of like the whole thing was, it's hard to write a song about indifference, and I think I now know why there aren't many songs written about indifference. It's because they're kind of boring. I don't really care about this anymore, so I'm gonna write a song about it like that. It just doesn't make much sense to me. So that's my impression of I Forgot That You Existed. But the second song of the album, Cruel Summer. It's everything that I Forgot That You Existed wasn't. It's passion, it's fire, it's so good. It's pop perfection. I think it should have been the first single out, if Taylor released singles that made sense. It's the same way I think Look What You Made Me Do was the weakest song on Reputation, and she should have released I Did Something Bad as that single and kept the same video, just put I Did Something Bad. If he drops money, then I owe nothing. If he spends my change, then he had it coming. I understand why Me was the lead single, but at the very least, she could have released Cruel Summer as the second single instead of You Need to Calm Down. I just think it's such a bop. It's so much fun. It makes me want to dance. It makes me want to sing along to it. Like, it's so much fun. It's powerful. It's big. It's everything that makes pop Taylor good. I do love her quieter songs. I think I've made that clear in my Taylor Swift favorite lyrics video. I love her quieter songs, but this song combines good lyricism with fun pop music, and it's just great. And Cruel Summer is one of my favorites off the album. It's just so fun and good. And it has progression, which the other one doesn't. And then the scenes in it are so good, like the crying in the back of the car. So I'm fine, but it wasn't true. I don't want to keep secrets just to keep you in mind. Snug home through the garden gate every night that summer just to seal my fate. Oh, I scream for whatever it's worth. I love you, ain't that the worst thing you ever heard? He looks up grinning like the devil, it's you. The shape of your body, it's cruel. This is a song that actually builds to something, and it's just powerful and good. I love this song. Speaking of songs I loved, the third song off this album is Lover, and when she released this song, I was like, this is gonna be my first dance with my future wife. That's basically what I thought. I was like, this is a good, yes. Like, I'm not much of a romantic person. I think I don't want to say that because, like, I like writing and reading romance, but I don't see I don't see romance in, like, my personal life or anything, and this made me be like, I could have that. And that's the best feeling in the world. This song is the heart of the album. Taylor has always said that she's never written a love song while she was in love, and this song genuinely feels like a love song while she's in love, and it's beautiful, and I'm so happy for Taylor that she found happiness. Even though it wasn't with Carly. It's fine, I'm fine. An idea I have for this song, Taylor, feel free to steal this idea and give me money for it because you have plenty, is if she wants to mash Lover up with something on tour, she should mash it up with Last Kiss, and she should start with Last Kiss, and it'll be sad, and then it'll be happy with Lover, and it's like going on an emotional roller coaster, and basically I just want to sob at a Taylor Swift concert, and I feel like Last Kiss combined with / moving into Lover would be amazing. And Taylor Swift is amazing at mashing up her own music. Like when she did Bad Blood, which should have said no, and it was so good. So I think she could really make Last Kiss and Lover work. Like, they're both in 3, like, I never thought we'd have our last kiss. You're my lover. Like, I just think it would really make me cry, and I want to cry. Taylor, make me cry. I did tear up watching the music video for Lover. It was so beautiful. I think it's her best music video ever. Speaking of which, if you guys want a video of me talking about Taylor Swift's best music videos, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I am down to make that video. I'm down to talk about Taylor Swift whenever, about whatever. Unless it gets me sued. So the 4th song off of Lover is The Man by Taylor Swift. And I feel like I need to say The Man by Taylor Swift every time I reference this song because it's very Taylor, but it's also very not Taylor. Like, I need to remind myself that this is a Taylor Swift song, which is weird, but it does read as Taylor Swift in that it kind of shouts at her critics a little bit, but in a completely different way than we're used to seeing it. Basically, the song is a big old yup, because it's a song about how her career and her life would be perceived if she were a man. Like, she compares her many relationships over her 13-year career with Leonardo DiCaprio's many relationships, and how they're perceived and how men are perceived differently to women. And it's angry and it's fun and it's a big old yup. But Taylor, this is just you and me talking right now. Did you know that yes, it's unfair that your money is perceived in a different light than other people's money who are equally as successful as you, especially men who are equally or more successful than you. Yeah, it sucks that people don't get on Leonardo DiCaprio for having 15-year-old girlfriends and taking lots of vacations, and it's not fair that like Ed Sheeran, when he writes about heartbreak, doesn't get as much shit for it as you do, even though you're both writing from your real lives and stuff. But this song is all about your success, and it's angry and it's fun, and I love this song, but it's a little, I don't know how to say this, it's a little, what's the word, white, it's a little bit like white feminist lean-in BS that, I at least moved on from when I was, like, 18. My whole thing is I don't want to criticize Taylor Swift for doing something good and like introducing this kind of idea to her audience, because it's not a bad thing to talk about the discrepancy you see in your life of how you're treated versus how all the men in your life are treated when you are equals. And I've seen it in the workplace. It sucks when someone else who is a man gets more credit than you do about everything you do. It sucks. It really sucks, and I'm not mad at Taylor Swift for talking about it. But I don't know. This is just my leftist brain coming in and being like, but nobody should have that amount of money. Nobody should be able to vacation in Saint-Tropez every week, and nobody should have this, just pay your damn taxes and build roads and give teachers money. And I know Taylor does a lot for her fans, which is why I don't want to criticize her too much, but also just Taylor Swift is a 100 millionaire of some sort. She's not a billionaire yet, but she's getting pretty close, and every billionaire is a policy failure because they don't pay for jack shit. Okay, this is like going on far too much of a tangent, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the song. The song is really fun. The song has a great hook and it has great lines. It just every time I listen to it, I'm like, yeah, fun, yeah, if I were a man, then I'd be the man. Also, it's if I were a man, not if I was a man. And I'd be the man, I'd be the man. Like, I have fun singing the song, dancing to the song, appreciating the lyrics of the song, and then a niggling voice comes in my head being like, well, every billionaire is a policy failure, and you shouldn't have that amount of money to begin with. That's a little bit how I feel about that song. But I have zero conflict about this next song on the album. The next song is The Archer, and it is just so good. It's track 5 of the album, which is generally the best song. Track 5 is usually the heartbeat of the album. It's the pinnacle, it's the climax of the album, it's all of the emotions at once song. The Archer is just perfection. Like, so one of my favorite albums of all time is Melodrama by Lorde, and every time I listen to this song, I think of Green Light by Lorde, because, well, they both have like a kind of thumping bass in the background that doesn't really go anywhere, but in the best way. It's good in a different way than her other track 5 songs are. Like, All Too Well it's heartbroken and angry and all of the emotions, whereas and Delicate is also kind of like all of the emotions at once. But with The Archer, it kind of feels different. It feels like it's taking a more internal look at herself, whereas All Too Well and Delicate were kind of towards someone. This is like, I'm always ready to be fighting, but I don't need to fight. And it's very internal, and the music in the song reflects that, which I really like. It's not a bombastic song, it's not too much, and it's also not too little. Like it's just right, like Goldilocks. But it really strikes a really good balance, and it makes me want to listen to the song over and over again, which I want to listen to all of Taylor's songs over and over again, so it's not like that's not usual, but it's really a song that just can just stick in your head for a while because it's so self-reflective and internal, and I really appreciate that about this song. So the next song on this album is I Think He Knows, which in my notes here all I have is just fun, which is what it is. It's just fun. I think one of my favorite modes of Taylor Swift music is the fun stuff, like 22. It's so much fun, and it makes me want to dance, and yeah, I think it's fun. But it doesn't skimp on the lyrics the way I feel like I Forgot That You Existed did. I think the pre-chorus is just really, really fun. Like, you got that boyish look that I like in a man. I am an architect, I'm drawing up the plans. It's like I'm 17, nobody understands. No one understands. You got my heart beat, skipping down 16th Avenue. Like, I just think it's really fun. Also, I keep thinking of Dua Lipa every time I hear the no one understands. I think it reminds me of the song Moi. Like, da-da. It's almost like a downward lilt in the song, like, bum. And it's also talking, which Dua Lipa likes to do a lot, so it was interesting to, like, find other pop influences in this music. If she had released it as a single, it would have been a really safe single, which Taylor doesn't do safe singles ever, but I think it's a solid song. It's, like, fun, it's summery, which is what this whole album is. The whole album is a summery album, whereas, like, since winter is coming soon, I'm gonna be listening to 1989 and Reputation on repeat. I don't have, like, that strong of an opinion, but it's just really, really fun. So the next song on Lover is Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. I really love this song, but every time it, like, gets stuck in my head, my brain starts going like, it's you and me, that's my whole world. They whisper in the hallway, she's a bad, bad girl. Dun, 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 dun. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. I'm just feeling love. They just go together in my brain for some reason, the same way, like, Greenlight and The Archer kind of go together in my brain. Like, I think it just has the same beats, and it has the same kind of, like, sad-ish mood to it. But back to Miss Americana. I don't know if this song went as hard as it could have. Like, I saw some stupid article calling this song, like, the best protest song of our generation, and it's not a protest song, like, in the slightest. It's just, that's not what this song is. It does capture a mood that I think everyone who is American and even slightly liberal feels, which is just kind of desolate and sad. Like, you just see these things happening and there's almost nothing you can do, but you just watch it happen. You watch everything unfold, and you call Nancy Pelosi and you're like, please, for the love of God, just say it's impeachment. So, like, I really like the mood and the song. It didn't, like, hit hard the way a protest song should, but it's not, I don't think it was trying to be a protest song. I think it was trying to capture the mood of a specific generation. And I think it did that really well. And of course, it's an extended metaphor, and I think her songwriting in the song is amazing. And I really love the bridge that also repeats at the end, which uses, like, the go fight win chant, and each line is repeating itself but changing slightly, like, we're not gonna win this fight and whatever, and then it goes to, and I'll never let you go because I know this is a fight that someday we're gonna win, and it has, like, the slightest bit of hope at the end, and I really like that. I think the lyrics in it are really clever, and I think it's one of the smartest songs on the album. even though it's not like directly calling anyone out. I really enjoy listening to this song. It's not a protest song. That's the hard part about reviewing an album, like, a month or so after it came out. Like, all of the articles have already come out about this album, and it's like, this song is the protest song of the year, and you're just like, is it though? Do you listen to music that is not by white people? Also, even songs by white people that are actual protest songs, have you listened to them ever? Which isn't a criticism of the song, it's a criticism of the people talking about the song in the wrong way. But the song itself is really good. It's just not a protest song. I think I've said that like 5 times now, so I'm gonna move on. So this next song is Paper Rings, which is just so fun. The first time I listened to this song, I said it, and after my trillionth listen to this song, I'm still saying it. This song is a Target commercial. It belongs in a Target commercial. I don't know if Taylor still has some sort of contract with Target, because, like, I know it's tradition of her to go to Target to pick up her album, and she, like, sells the diary through there. I want to watch a commercial and hear this song playing while the Target logo just, like, does its thing and people dance. I know that someday in the way future, when I start having memory problems, I'm gonna mix this song up with Stay, 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 because they're very similar in rhythm and in, I don't know if melodically they're very similar, but they're pretty similar. Like, I like shiny things, but I'd marry you with paper rings. Stay, stay, stay. I'll be loving you for quite some time. I think the emphasis on certain words, like, where that lands is similar. I think it's in the same key. I think they're both very retro songs, which is probably what that part in Me, where Taylor has the bump it in her hair and they're in pink, they were probably referencing this song. I just think it's really fun. I think it's really cute. And I think it's a nice message of, like, you're worth more to me than all of the nice things that I have. But she did already kind of hit on that message in Reputation with the song King of My Heart, where she goes like, and all the boys in their expensive cars with the Range Rovers and the Jaguars never took me quite where you do. They referenced a similar concept in a completely different way, though, which I think is what she was going for. So the next song is Cornelia Street. I will admit, it took me a couple listens for me to warm up to this song, but now I'm all in for Cornelia Street. It is so good. I think the images that she puts in the verses of, like, the shy kind of like, oh, I have a place around here, like, come over, like, to, like, the, like, learning the creaks and the floorboards. That's such a good image, like, spot on imagery. The whole song is, like, fear of breaking up. It's not an actual breakup song. This song is really good at capturing both those loving, beautiful moments in the verses, but also the fearful moment in the chorus. That chorus is all the more powerful because of the beautiful imagery in the verses. And also the music's amazing too. The music in this song is secondary to the lyrics, though, which is why it took me a while to warm up to this song, because my brain goes to music first and then lyrics second-ish. This is a really good song. Like, it's one of those songs that's on repeat, and I don't think I'd get sick of anytime soon. The next song is pretty similar. It was a pretty similar journey for me to like this song. Death by a Thousand Cuts. I'm not the biggest fan of the image of, like, losing you feels like death by a thousand cuts. And also the lyrics come first in this song, because it's almost like, it's like Taylor starts singing and then the music comes in. I don't think it's a cappella, but it feels a cappella to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I just think it took me a while to warm up to this song, but the best part of this song is the piano. that feels frantic and sad, really, really good. Like, it's the best part of this song, and the second I heard that piano part, I was like, oh, I'm gonna like this song, but it'll take me a while. And now that I've acquired that taste, I really enjoy this song, and I do actually like the lyrics. The lyrics felt like too much, and it felt overdramatic, which Taylor acknowledges that she is overdramatic in Lover. But it felt almost too much, but now I like the drama of it, because like when you are heartbroken, it is pretty dramatic. I don't know, it took me a while, but I do like it. It's not my favorite song on the album, but it's a good song. The next song, though, I loved from the first time I heard it. And from the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, I gotta move back to London. Yeah, so the next song is London Boy, which is just, it's another really, really fun song. And I think it's a little tongue-in-cheek because, like, it's ridiculous to be like, oh yeah, I like everything about the British or the English, but it's just so fun, and like the whole like part about like going to Camden and like going to Highgate and like everywhere. I was just like, oh, I miss London. I lived there my freshman year of college. I studied abroad for a full year, for 2 semesters, and I really fell in love with the city, and I haven't been back since. I really want to go back. It's just a fun song, and it also knows it's fun. It knows not to take itself too seriously. Take me back to Highgate where I met the best mate. Like, I feel like that, putting the emphasis on like that like second syllable makes it a sillier song in the best way. Like, it's just fun, and it's like, yeah, I fancy you. I fancy you. Like, home is where the heart is, but God, I love the English. Like, it's just such a ridiculous line, and it's so fun. And I want to move back to England. The next song is Soon You'll Get Better. I listened to the song exactly one time, and I broke down crying. Like, I was full on sobbing, because it brought back too many memories of a family member who got really sick, and he didn't get better. It's a beautiful song. I love the Dixie Chicks. I love Taylor Swift. It's one of her best songs, and I understand why Taylor cannot sing it or perform it, because I can't listen to it. I can't even think about that stuff without like tearing up a little bit. So yeah, it's I don't have any opinions on this song, but it is the first song I've ever listened to that made me break down crying on the first ever listen. So good job, Taylor. You really captured an emotion really, really well. A little too well. Yeah. Yep. Really wish this had higher alcohol content right now. Let's get happy again. Because the next song is one of my favorite songs. It's False God. I got such emotional whiplash during my first listen through of the album when I was like straight up sobbing, and then I hear this like sexy song. Because it's really, really sexy. I think it's the thematic sequel to So It Goes, and it's just, it's yeah. This song and Cornelia Street are the best songs for Kaler Truthers. It's really good. Like, I love the saxophone in it. I love everything about this song. It's just really good. I love the like whispered chorus of "We'll still worship this alive." Like, I love the like little laugh, like syncopated thing going on there, and it's just so good. I also think it could have easily been on Reputation if she had written it earlier. I don't know when she wrote the song, but I think it belonged on Reputation, more than Lover, because Reputation is very much like a night album, sexy, fun, not as fun album, whereas Lover is like pretty strictly a bright and shiny album, whereas Reputation was like sexy and dark. But it doesn't stop me from loving this song. One of the first things I thought once my brain could get functioning after listening to this song was like, oh, this was a 50 Shades Reject song. Because, like, obviously she wrote I Don't Want to Live Forever, for 50 Shades, and there are a couple songs in Reputation that could have belonged on that soundtrack too, and this is another one of those songs that's like, oh, 50 Shades Reject. Yep. One last thought about False God. I'm just very, very gay. Speaking of gay, though, the next song on this album was You Need to Calm Down. I have mixed feelings about this song. Not because of the whole queer baiting argument or whatever. I have mixed feelings about this song because whenever I listen to this song on its own, it's so slow. Like, the beat is just like, ba-dum bum bum, ba-dum bum bum, ba-dum bum bum. Like, it's too slow. You are somebody that I don't know. I put on You Need to Calm Down, and then I bumped the speed up to 1.5, and I was like, oh, this is a fun song. Ba-dum bum bum, ba-dum bum bum, da-dun dun dun, da-dun dun dun. You are somebody that I don't know, but you're taking shots at me like it's Patron, and I'm just like, damn, it's 7 a.m. Like, I just think it's too slow of a song, and it also doesn't really work that well without the video. I know Taylor released the lyric video before the actual music video, so because she was like, yeah, the lyrics really matter in this song, but I remember feeling unsettled when I heard the whole Shade Never Made Anybody Less Gay part. I was like, huh? Like, what does she actually mean by that? I really think the music video was really fun and camp and, like, awesome. I have no opinions about her using the bisexual colors in her hair. Zero whatsoever. Don't ask me about them. Like, as a song, I feel like they could have done more work on it to make it better. I don't know if You Need to Calm Down is quite the message Taylor should be bringing to queer rights or feminism rights. Like, what even was, like, so also, like, what is, I think it had too many messages, like, because each verse is a different message, and the first verse is about, like, the online haters against Taylor, and the second message is about gay rights, and the third message is about pitting women against each other and how that's bad. And, like, no offense, but I don't think they're equal in weight of, like, how important those fights are. It's not my favorite song. It might be my least favorite song on the album. But hey, we got Lesbian Jesus in the video, and we got Hannah Hart in the video, and plenty of other people in the video, but Lesbian Jesus and Hannah Hart are my two favorite people who make some of my favorite content, so yeah. That's my opinion on You Need to Calm Down. Although, I will say her discussing the Equality Act is really important, and I don't want to take that away from her. And it's not like I'm looking at this song so cynically, because I did really enjoy the music video, and I think it's amazing that she gave so many queer voices a platform. So many of the drag queens and the impersonators that were, like, playing different pop stars in the video, like, got interviews and got a boost in followers and everything after the video came out. And I think that's amazing, and from what I hear, they were compensated amazingly, which Taylor's known for being a good boss, so that doesn't surprise me. And I think it's amazing that, like, Todrick got the co-executive producer / co-director, whatever, credit. Like, I think it's all great. I just don't like the song that much, especially compared to the other songs on the album, which are much stronger musically than You Need to Calm Down. The next song on this album I liked a lot more. It's Afterglow. This song is one of Taylor's few but amazing apology songs, realizing that she's the one in the wrong and apologizing for it and understanding that she needs to make improvements and whatever. I think this is the song that ties back to The Archer the best, because the whole thing about being the archer and picking fights and things like that, that obviously goes back to Afterglow, which is about the aftermath of a fight and realizing that you were in the wrong. It reminds me of the song The Other Side of the Door, which I think was on Fearless, where Taylor is singing, I still leave, but all I really want is you to stand outside my window, throwing pebbles, screaming, I'm in love with you. And this song, Taylor's the one throwing pebbles, screaming, I'm in love with you, and realizing that she's the one that needs to, like, make an effort and grow, and I think it's amazing. I really enjoyed this song. I also really like the 80s synth and drums in it. I think it works really well with the song, and yeah, I think it's great. So the next song on the album, I think so much has already been said about it, but it is Me by Taylor Swift featuring Brendan Urie. I really like this song. I think it's really fun. I think it's about self-acceptance, although I understand why people have read it differently and don't see it as that. It's also kind of about the aftermath of a fight, which I think is why it comes right after Afterglow. It works really well with Afterglow, actually. Not musically, but lyrically, I think it works really well, because Afterglow is about apologizing and asking for forgiveness, and Me is about forgiving each other and understanding that both of you have flaws and that you still love each other and you want to be together. And I think it's great. Also, I will defend spelling is fun till the end of time. It's just fun, and I like spelling. I like spelling. I understand why they cut it from the radio version, and I'm pretty sure from the album version. But I think it was fun. I think Brendan Urie had a very high fever while co-writing the song and came up with that lyric, and everyone was like, yeah, sure. Maybe he was like listening to the DuckTales theme song on his way to Taylor Swift's recording studio to record the song, and he was like, oh, the children listen to this music. The children don't listen to my music, and he wanted to encourage good spelling and grammar.
But what a shame, the poor groom's bride is a whore.
Also, Kelsey Geller, if you don't follow Kelsey on Twitter, she is amazing. I discovered her back in the Lizzie Bennet Diaries days. She talked about how Me is the format of a cover letter. It's a fun song. I think enough has been said about it. It's fun. I like it. Okay. The next song, I think it might be my favorite song on the album. A lot of people don't like this song, which shocks me. But It's Nice to Have a Friend. And Friends to Lovers is my favorite trope of all time, especially childhood friends to lovers. Ever since I saw Kuch Kuch Hota Hai when I was like 3 years old, that's been my favorite movie of all time for a very long time. I love friends to lovers, and this song is the ultimate friends to lovers of like, oh, we're sharing gloves, we're playing video games together, now we're getting married. I actually like the steel pan that they use in the song. I think it really works well with the song without being like appropriative, because it doesn't feel like Caribbean music at all. It just feels like this instrument was used in a different way. I like the oohs of the children singing, and I love the imagery that Taylor uses. Taylor is the best when she has concrete images that ground the themes that she's talking about, and this song is just about like falling in love and doing it slowly over a long time, and slow burn friends to lovers romance is my favorite thing, which is also making me rethink my novel and the pacing, and maybe I should make it longer. I really like how it went from like snow on the ground, we share mittens, to like the rice on the ground looks like snow, and she just tied it all really well together. And I really love quiet Taylor. quiet, contemplative, lovely Taylor. It's another one of my favorite Taylors, and we don't get enough of that. I really like it. So the final song on this album, we are finally at the end, is Daylight, and I think it's the perfect end to a pretty perfect album. I think it's really just lovely. Also, it's very Phil Collins, which I really like and it's also the ba-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da rhythm really reminds me of Out of the Woods, but it's almost like the opposite of Out of the Woods. I think it's a really simple song, which Taylor tends to end on her like simplest songs that still have a lot of heart in them, and I think it's amazing. I think it's a beautiful song. Okay, so that was my review of every single song on Lover. Now for my overall thoughts. I feel like you pretty much got a sense of it, I think. I think it's one of her strongest albums. It's her strongest pop album because it takes the really amazing musicianship that was in 1989 and combines it with the raw emotion that was Reputation in a really good way, because I don't think there was as much raw emotion in 1989, even though it was a pretty emotional album. Like, I don't think anyone can say any Taylor Swift album isn't emotional, but it wasn't as emotional as, say, Red was or Reputation, and I really loved the combination of the two together. I think her work with Jack Antonoff is her strongest stuff, like with The Archer. I do have favorites, and I do have least favorite songs. Like, I don't think I Forgot That You Existed is the best song in the world, and I don't think You Need to Calm Down is the best song in the world, but it's not like I'm mad at those songs for existing. There are some songs that I listen to, some that just make me want to tear my ears off and never listen to music again, and none of those were that, but I obviously have favorites like Cornelia Street and It's Nice to Have a Friend and False God. I really enjoyed this album. Yeah, I think it's an amazing album. I don't know what else to really say. I guess that is it for this video. Please let me know in the comments what your favorite Taylor Swift song is, what your favorite music videos are, what your favorite song off of Lover is, if you think this is a stronger album than Reputation, if you think it was sonically cohesive, or I don't know, just let me know your thoughts on Lover and Taylor Swift and life in general. How are you? How's it going? Yeah, okay, so I am going to eat some lunch. I'm very hungry. And I will see you guys next time. Bye! Special thanks to John E. Norum, Jay Patel, Untapped Inkwell, and Carl Raymond for being my patrons. If you would like to support my video work, head on over to my Patreon and check out the perks. Holy shit, that was long.